Hello? What up?
Why is my camera being weird? Alright, so today me and Boygos, we're gonna be talking about we mainly want to just kind of talk about different typings, different Pokemon, what is considered some of the best typings in the game, and a lot of what inspired me to have this conversation with Boygos was a video that I've seen probably twice now by Wolf Glick talking about what is the best typing in the game, which he made a tier list and he said Fairy, Water, Steel are the top types in the game. But this other video he just put out was actually talking about the best type combo in the game. We actually recently just saw how Trevenant getting added to the game was like a much needed way to deal with Medicham and Great League. And it's a great way to deal with Cresselia and Registeel in the Ultra League
Giratina,
Pokemon.
honestly, too.
Yeah,
It's got
Giratina.
some good Giratina play up in there.
A lot of it's just because of its moveset. But anyways,
Zorua.
yeah.
Zorua.
Yeah, Zeraora, the Hisuian form.
Zeraora? No,
Zeraora.
that's a different one. That's a different
No,
Pokemon, right? That's the
Zeraora is a
electric
different one. It's Zora. It's Zora and Zoroark are the Pokemon.
Zoroark.
Zoroark, yeah.
Zoroark?
I don't know.
Zoroark.
Zoroark.
I've seen this movie. I've seen it. I
I think
promise.
it's
That's
Zoroark.
the one with the shiny Raikou, and it turns out to just be Zoroark
You know what's
pretending to be
crazy
a shiny
though?
Raikou.
The original version of Zoroark actually beats this Pokemon
I'm
here.
incredibly excited for normal Zoroark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the normal it's a normal ghost type. In case anyone is wondering, Pokemon Legends Arceus has released information about Hisuian, Zora, and Zoroark, which is a normal ghost type. And
They're right there.
they are
And now they're in the corners.
it's really cool because we've never seen this typing in the game before, and this is actually one of the typings that Wolfclick mentions in his video that would actually probably be really good competitively if it ever did exist, because it is only weak to dark type, because it loses its ghost weakness by having the normal typing, and it loses its fighting weakness by having the ghost typing. So it creates a scenario where its only true weakness is dark types. So it's a really interesting Pokemon, and from what we've seen in Pokemon Go over the last year or so with the Alolan and Galarian Pokemon, they've been using Pokemon in that game, in those generations, as promotional Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So me and Boygos were talking, and we saw a pattern with past events, and we feel like Hisuian Zorora or Zoroark are coming into Pokemon Go sooner than you think.
I'd say it's almost like guaranteed at this point, right?
Yeah,
Like just looking at the patterns when we got the Executor
from
in the
Let's Go
summer,
Eevee.
but
Remember when I think it was when
right?
Let's Go Eevee came out, right? They released the Lone Executor, if I remember correctly. It was
They
like,
I think that it becomes clear that the pattern is they would like to get these alongside the launch of the games, right? Like
yeah,
or in advance of the games because we
it's
got
like to hype
Surfetch
them up.
before. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Surfetch was for Sword and Shield. They were doing something for
Right.
Sword and Shield. I'm pretty sure the
Yeah,
Lone
and
Executor
that was
was
the launch year.
promotion for Let's Go Pikachu Eevee because they had
Yeah.
the Poke. You can transfer them into that version of the game. I
And
think that
then
was
they
like,
introduced Achu and AWAC as raid bosses too, right?
yeah,
Right
it was
in that
unheard of at the time to have like a generation that far ahead introduced in the game, but it was
Mhm.
like cross promotional event. And then Surfetch came out. I think it was around the time Sword and Shield was announced, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I mean, it's like a blur at this point.
Like in June. It was in like a June event, I thought, right? Hold on, let me check. I have Surfetch from the first time this thing was around. Yeah. I got a hundo the first time it was around that I have a badge on that I got on 6/18/2020.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And so Sword and Shield,
I think that might have been the DLC release date actually. The first part,
Isle of
the Isle of
Armor, Crown
Armor.
Tundra.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like they did Slowbro for the Crown
For the
Tundra, didn't they?
Crown Tundra. Yeah. Yeah, Slowbro and then Slow King just now was the
Well,
last one.
regardless of like the nitty gritty here, we're just getting across the point that there's a really good chance that some of these Hisuian forms, maybe even Zoroark, will be in the game before, long. It won't take longer than a couple years from now to probably get some of these new
Now,
generational Pokemon.
it's also, before the comments get on us, we do know there are Hisuian forms of
Growlithe
Pokemon
and
already.
Braviary,
Yeah, Growlithe, Arcanine,
Basculin, or Basculin's evolution.
Basculin has an evolution, right? Yeah.
Standler has an evolution also.
Stantler, yep, big news, big money. So, yeah, there's a lot of other candidates that are, I'd argue, maybe even more likely than Zoroark and Zorua.
Yeah,
But
considering that they're
here's the
not even
thing
in the game
about,
yet.
yeah, about those two, is that we are right now in the season of mischief. All right, and I would very much argue that Niantic would be missing an opportunity here to not introduce those by the end of this migration, this like quarterly year being the season of mischief, and that is the illusion Pokemon. And we've been having these shenanigans with Ditto for the whole like little bit of a thing going on here with boost Ditto rates and Ditto being all over the place. Um, I mean, seeing as they're slowly dripping out the Unova Pokemon before they do the Kalos and the Alolan, they've got a couple more Unova ones left, and that one just makes sense to me to come out the rest of the season. So
Yeah, that's true.
I think it would make sense, right? Like we saw Stunfisk come out basically with G-Fisk, right? Like I'm pretty sure, right? Like we had Unova Fisk for very was the Unova Fisk was the only G Fisk in the game. It was the only Fisk in the game for a very short amount of time before G Fisk dropped, right? Like,
Yeah, I can barely
tell me if I'm
remember,
wrong.
honestly. It's like such a blur. Zoroark is a Gen 5 Pokemon. But I feel like probably with them, that's a Pokemon they're probably avoiding implementing just because it's so iconic for its illusionary technique.
Yeah,
And it's like, how could they incorporate a Pokemon like that and justify it? Like the actual
that's just that.
functionality of the Pokemon, I have no idea how they're going to implement it in Pokemon Go. But like the actual typing, the Ghost Dark typing that it has, would make it pretty insane competitively. I mean, it makes me sad to
So
think
you're
that.
worried that this thing is going to get Kecleoned
Yeah, I kind of
because
feel
they
like it
don't.
might actually get Kecleoned.
Okay.
Because like it's like one of those
All
things
right.
where it illusions your Pokemon. So I think what it does is it copies the identity of the sixth slot in your party or whatever. So like it's supposed to trick your opponent thinking like it's like you're supposed to strategically line up your party in a way that whenever you throw it out, like so Zoroark's a dark type. You want to make people think, for example, it's like a fighter, so they try to use psychic moves on it. But dark moves can't be hit by psychic in the main series game. So if they use a psychic and then it's like does not affect the Hitmonchan, then they're like, oh crap, this is a Zoroark, this is not a Hitmonchan, and that's one turn they lost. You know what I mean? And the element of surprise. It's like just a short-lived gimmick. Like that's the whole idea of it. But even in something like Go Battle League, that could be like kind of interesting, right? Like if like until the first
Yeah.
charge move, you don't know what's going on. Like say you throw a frenzy plant on Azu and it's like not very effective, and then you find out it's like, I mean, granted that's not the best example, but the same example would be like you throw a psychic from Umbreon on a Venusaur, and then it's like doesn't do anything to the Venusaur, and you realize it's just a Zoroark, and it just focus blasts your ass or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that too much?
I mean, I feel like it would create Pidgeot syndrome, where you either have to have it or you lose, or
Yeah, yeah.
you beat them or you join them. You know, something that unique in Pokemon Go. No, that's as like
There would
I
have
don't
to be
know. I just
more
think that's my
things
only fear.
that like
Yeah,
that. Like it couldn't just be the only one. Because it's too
they'd have to get
interesting.
Ditto working. They would have to get Ditto working.
True. That's
it'd
the
be it'd
thing that
be
they
it'd be up
should.
to Ditto.
Like, but imagine a world where like you just need a Ditto. Like you just need to
Yeah,
bring a Ditto to battle and
yeah.
have the better IVs.
And 75% of your Pokemon stats, the Pokemon it's mirroring. Like, imagine, like that would help new players a lot. Hey, there's a feature for new players. There you go. Ditto.
For
Buff
real though,
Ditto.
like
Allow it.
they'd have no problem putting like hats on Pokemon, but like they could just
We know
spend more
that. We do
time.
know that. Hey, come on. Look
Just-
at look at this one. This one's pretty. This one's, sometimes you
reminds
got
me
this
of
one. You know.
that reminds me of people I see like at the coffee shops in LA. After
True.
they've been out in the
True.
sun too long, you know.
Yo, they just like took the glasses off this one. They used to have sunglasses and they
I
just
like
took it
though that
off, bro.
like some of the Pikachu's evolve and some of them do not. Like
Yeah.
those clothes are like they're like what are they called? The evil light stones. They're made out
Yeah.
of evil light stones. Fucking just like ingrained in the thread so these Pokemon can never evolve.
Have I showed you
It's like putting like
my
lead in the water. Obviously with like the typings, the ghost normal type, even though it has these great resistances and such, Pokemon that possesses the typing matters too. And Zoroark being a Pokemon that kind of like has an interesting gimmick. We're not really sure if Niantic will how they'll implement Zoroark, and if they do, how good will Zoroark actually be in Pokemon Go in regards to what moves they give it and you know where its place is in the meta. I think like Trevenant was a really good addition to the meta though. It's kind of humorous in a way. Fortunately, it's not that crazy of an XL Pokemon also.
you think that one's going to be significant? We've already talked about the best typings, and you mentioned both water and fairy. And you guys think Azu's annoying. Wait until
Tapu Fini.
Primarina joins the game.
Oh, Primarina. Yeah,
Wait
there's
until
that.
Primarina joins the game. It is the bulkiest starter. It has actual contention in Master League, I believe. How big does it get? I think it gets up to like 35 something. Um and it and in its base data that like we have for the Pokemon, because there was that like move list leak or whatever. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Um where they like showed all of it. It was gonna get waterfall and surf. And I believe I don't want to say Play Rough was on there, but that would be nuts. That
I
would
think
be
like
nuts.
Moonblast would be pretty
Um,
good on it too.
Moonblast or Sparkling Aria, if they ever introduce that one, like its signature fairy move.
Yeah.
Um, or obviously Hydro Cannon. When it gets that, it's going to be nasty
Even
in
like
Master League,
Decidueye,
a
like
fairy type.
now that you mention
Yeah,
it, like Decidueye might be pretty interesting because of its ghost grass
we did
also.
just get Pumpkaboo. We did just get
Yeah.
Pumpkaboo, so it's not a
Gorgeist
unique
though,
typing, and yeah, but neither is Primarina with the like the Azu. Like,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead
Well,
with
yeah,
that
no, you're right.
comparison, but
Like
yeah,
well, speaking of best typing in the game, based on like Wolf Glick's list, he claims in his opinion that the best typing in the game is actually Steel Fairy. And a lot of the reasoning behind why this typing is the best, usually what makes great typing is taking a really strong defensive typing and put it with a really good offensive typing. And obviously Steel has great defensive qualities and has some good defensive qualities, but it's actually a really offensive typing in the game.
when the next Zacian comes out, fucking run.
Yeah, like
When the next Zacian form comes out, which has better stats than the current form and a Steel Fairy typing,
yeah.
run.
That's going to be really good for Masters for sure. And also, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like Mawile is a Pokemon that already has a typing, and
Mhm.
it doesn't. I wouldn't say it's bad. I just feel like its moveset's not like ideal for a Pokemon like that, but it does still get a lot of play even in Great League. Klefki, a Kalos Pokemon. That's one that we can maybe keep our eyes out on. I'm not really sure what they plan to do with it, but
Isn't it like France exclusive right now? It's got tackle.
wait a sec.
It only has tackle and astonish, so it's not gonna be
Wait. So
relevant.
they
It does have play rough, draining kiss, and foul play though. So maybe with a move pool update.
Okay, so wait, they do have Klefki in the game. I didn't. So yeah, Klefki is still fairy type, and it has
I have it on here.
tackle. Wait, it's like yeah, its moveset is pretty fucking bad. Damn,
Homie went to Europe, so it's
dude,
a piece of
awesome.
trash. But yeah,
Yeah, I think
It's a
because of
piece of
its fast
trash.
attack. Its fast attack's really bad. I don't even know what you could give it realistically though to make it better. I mean,
Well, and how big does it even get? I don't think it gets to 14. Oh, no, no, it does. It gets well over that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could definitely be a great league Pokemon. It's just like its moveset is so bad, it's not even funny.
I don't think they want it to be because of its region exclusivity.
Yeah, that would make sense. They don't want another Tropius and another like Heracross.
Hmm.
Which
Well, yeah, yeah, Heracross is good.
yeah. And I mean they've made it
So is
widely
Tropius.
accessible, but Tropius they really haven't yet. I mean I'm sure once they release it
Never.
shiny, they will. I mean they put it in Safari zones, but that's not necessarily worldwide.
Yeah, the Hisuian forms come in Pokemon Go sooner than you think.
There are a lot of Pokemon that can still be introduced that do exist in the world of Pokemon, into Pokemon
We didn't
Go.
even talk about Volcanion.
Volcanion is one too. Like it's like I look at some of these typings and it's like they're fun, but it's like, are they really that good? Water, fire. I don't even
Well, hear
know.
me
Like,
out. It's a fire type that you cannot just Kyogre.
guess it's true.
And it is a fire type that has stab if it were to get Surf in the Master League. I mean, imagine what that would do to Excadrill. Like, it's coming at it in two ways.
I did.
I've not. I've placed one faction rotation that an opponent didn't have an Excadrill. One out of these seven rotations or cycles. Sorry, not rotations. Seven cycles that we went. I don't know if it's
It
which one
makes
it is, but
sense though.
seven
It does
battles,
have all the steel types, right?
and it resists the steel type. It double resists the steel moves, right? So Dialga's Iron Head is just poo poo.
I'll just name a couple of the typings that are really good: ground, flying, water, fairy, steel, fairy, which we already named, bug, steel. One that doesn't exist in the game right now, ground fairy, and then poison dark. All pretty good typings because they just a lot of these typings why they're so
Yeah.
good together is they tend to cover each other's weaknesses or they help remove glaring weaknesses from each other. Like with dark poison, it does a good job of lowering the weakness to fighting and psychic simultaneously. Poison's weakness is
Gotcha.
psychic. The dark type helps alleviate the dark type's weakness to fighting. The poison typing helps. So that's why things like Drapion, Alone Muck are so good in Pokemon Go. And just by
And that's
giving
also
some
why we're seeing that young Alolan Grimer on the come up as well.
I'm not
yeah,
the only
It's
one
got
up and
tank,
coming.
lots of play.
Wink, wink.
yeah.
Pretty much every Pokemon that has that typing is good.
Yeah, it's like pretty solid in the game. Maybe like Niantic has the power to shift the meta, and it's kind of interesting how they're kind of jumping around the generations lately. And more than likely, we will see some of these Hisuian Pokemon introduced with the launch of Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to implement something like a Hisuian Zora or Zoroark, but I'm sure
What
we're
is
going to
that
see
Growlithe
something.
type?
The Growlithe is a fire rock type.
Okay, yeah, so we'll see that, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll
That's
probably
my
see
bet
one of
on the
those for
first one.
sure. I mean, it's like
That's my bet on the first one. That one or the Stantler maybe with Christmas,
yeah,
or
like
like the season kinda.
the biggest thing for me that makes me wonder what they'll do is primarily because there's going to be some like if they do Stanler, obviously we're going to have to somehow be able to evolve it, right? Like, and with the Growlithe, we don't even know what the Arcanine looks like yet. So, like, what is the role of the Arcanine in the Hisuian region? Like, because in the lore of Pokemon, Arcanine is known as the legendary Pokemon, right? So there's part of me that makes me think that like they're gonna probably explore that concept in this game. So maybe there will
'Cause it
be
used to
more.
be.
Yeah, because I mean, like even look at the Growlithe. It's like based on like one of those like Chinese lion statues or whatever, which makes you think it's
Mhm.
gonna be like
Right.
this very epic evolution. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the main point of our talk today was just to kind of like point
Oh,
out.
what if it was like a fire dragon type, bro? Like it looks like a giant, like
That would actually be sick.
you know what I mean? Like the floating dragon heads, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah,
those statues
like the
kind of
celebratory
look
ones
like
that
as
they like
well.
wear
Yeah,
for the festivals and stuff. That'd be fucking sick, actually.
yeah.
That'd be
Dragon
cool.
rock even? I don't know, bro.
That would be kind of
Ditch the
cool.
fire type.
I think they have Dragon Rock in the game too, so it wouldn't be like too unheard of to I think Tyrantrum is the same typing. So that would be kind of cool
They
because I
just,
mean,
they just ditch all the typings and go ground fair.
yeah, they just go Ground Fairy, they just completely change it. Honestly,
Ground fairy Arcanine.
if they ever introduce a Ground Fairy type, that's going to be a nightmare because ground typing is just so good offensively. Like imagine like a fairy type that can destroy Stunfisks and Bastodons.
And Metagross in Master League.
And
Even.
destroy poison types also. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like oh my gosh, I can't even. I want that in a way.
Yeah.
But that's the whole idea is that like Pokemon Go has some
New Mewtwo
leniency.
form.
New Mewtwo
New
form.
Mewtwo form.
Honestly,
Fairy ground.
they should just like that is like the true god Pokemon, fairy ground type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
introduce
Mew
like a new
3.
Mew 3.
Introducing Mew 3.
It's
Yeah,
like this
finally, after all this time, guys, the types have settled and we've decided how we're going to destroy all the Pokemon.
Mew 3, after years, has been buried underground like a cicada for centuries and now
Yeah.
climbs out
Yeah.
to, I don't know, claim its
Yeah.
role as the #1 Pokemon. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
though,
And
like, I don't even know what you would use to beat that, just like Kyogre, probably. But,
yeah,
yeah.
you just have to power up. You just have to pray Mamoswine can take care of it
It
by
has like
spamming the
Charm
Powder Snow
also.
Avalanche.
It's like a Mud
Yeah, Powder
Shot,
Snow
Play
Avalanche.
Rough, Earthquake. I
Mud
don't know. It
Shot,
just seems
Play
kind of
Rough.
funny. It's like Skarmory would hard counter it. It's like Skarmory's like love match right there. It's like,
Oh,
what?
good thing it's got Wild Charge.
Yeah, it's like he has Wild Charge. It's Wild Charge and Earthquake. Charm, Wild Charge,
Zacian.
Earthquake.
I mean, Zacian, if it was in Great League, y'all Great League people wouldn't be so happy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Y'all can keep laughing at us Master League folk, but the damage has been done. That thing is annoying.
Well, I
But
appreciate your
then I
time, man.
yeah, no problem. No problem,
Appreciate
man.
you.
It was good talking with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, Boygos.
All right, bro. Good luck.
All right, man. Take
I'll
care,
see
homie.
you. All right, bro. See ya.
Take care, homie. Peace.